My name is Payman, and today is Sunday, September 5th, 2021. I wrote a piece, and the title is Draconian COVID-19 Policy of Satanic Regime in Iran. As always, I will be speaking the English language, then I will switch to the Persian language. And thank you for coming to my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming to my blog. Please subscribe to them and make this place like your home. The reason I'm making these YouTube channels or I'm writing on my blog, it is for peace, justice, and liberty for Iran and Iranians. My intention is not to have a passive income. If you look at my earlier video clips that are going for several years back, the way I was making video clips, they were like, I didn't have a camcorder, so I was using any kind of electronic devices to make a video clips. My books were on the floor everywhere. So as I'm making more money, I'm making more video clips, and I have bookshelf things, reading more books, enrolling into more academic programs to develop, or not to develop, acquire capital knowledge to help the world to become a better place. And by subscribing, you're spreading the message of peace, justice, and liberty. That's what you are doing. I hope you subscribe. And my intention is not to have a passive income. Hassan Abbasi, who hates the US, Abdi Media, who hate the US, they're coming to the YouTube and they're having a channel and they're making a passive income. If you're Iranian and you're writing for freedom of Iran, please do so. You earned it. Because it's a really hard work to write one piece. It will take about at least 4 hours. At least 4 hours to write something. And some of you are doing a magnificent job. Keep up the good work. So, let's look at what do I mean by draconian COVID-19 policy of satanic regime in Iran. Sometimes the way I pronounce the English vocabularies is not proper. I apologize for that. So it's coming down to this. It all began in China, the COVID-19. But people didn't name it COVID-19 right on the spot. People were talking about illness in China. It was killing people right away. And people didn't know what they were doing. China was moving toward its celebration, New Year celebration, and it was February 2020. And people were coming out, they want to celebrate the New Year, and Chinese government was suppressing information, wasn't trying to say it. And all of a sudden, one doctor came in and says, we have SARS, and we have more stronger version of this SARS. I cannot pronounce this doctor's Chinese doctor. I don't like to call people with their country of origin. I like to call people just people, who they are, but I don't want to refer to people with their skin color. I am having a hard time because that's how racism begins. This wonderful and loving person's name is Dr. Lai Nelyang. He tells to the world, we have a SARS and we have a strong version of it. And the World Health Organization was downplaying the whole situation and eventually was forced to say, yes, we have a situation, but it's okay, it is kind of endemic. It's just at the corner in China, don't worry. And people from China, they went to Iran, to the city of Qom, to study Shia sect of Islam. And all of a sudden, Iranians are facing a crisis. People are dying, they don't know what is happening, and all of a sudden we saw in Italy people in the ski resorts were they died suddenly. People didn't know what's happening, and all of a sudden Italy is in a state of chaos. They don't know what they're doing. Doctors are rushing, nurses, the medical people, not just the doctor, because even the person who's cleaning is part of that medical team who's sanitizing the building to keep it nice, clean, healthy. Oh my brother, it was horrible watching the image in Italy, people, and all European nations. All of a sudden, it was a plague. It was killing people almost instantly. Then we didn't know what it was. We were thinking, instantly it's killing you, man. It is serious. And we saw images from Iran. Oh, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking watching and showing the cemetery, and people are dying like, oh, it was absolutely, like, so many people were dying. Nurses died, doctors died in Iran, and it was heartbreaking watching it. It was not nice. So what happened? I'm living in Canada, but I'm part of the board. And also all countries around the world are shutting down the national borders. They're saying no international travel. And after that, they shut down the businesses. They said no more going around. Stay home unless you have to leave home. We saw that famous Iraj Harachi's image. He has a cloth, he's wiping his face, he's coughing, and he says there is no need for quarantine. What? All of a sudden the next day say he has illnesses, he has COVID-19. And one man who says I practice traditional medicine or herb medicine says camel's urine will cure you from COVID-19. Ali Khamenei came and said that, well, just read a few verses from Quran and seek protection with the God, it will be all fine. These are the genes. The genies are trying to cause a global chaos to destroy Iran's economy. Don't bother yourself. And Hassan Rouhani was the president of Iran, and he said the same thing. Oh, we're not shutting down. Well, the whole thing is like another Ukraine airplane is shut down. 175 people. So what? And make many people angry. As time passed by, they tried to downplay it, but didn't work out. Later on, it was their vaccine. The vaccine was developed by the advanced countries. Okay, and Ali Khamenei gave 3 reasons not having a vaccine in Iran. One, they want to spread homosexuality in Iran. They want to study the Iranian race. They want to track Iranians. Saeed Namaki, Minister of Health and Medical Education, said that Khamenei was the father of Iranians, and he would not want to have vaccines in Iran. Okay, and it was shut down. No vaccine. And they said we have Barakat vaccine is as good as Pfizer and Moderna, and Iranians start having Barakat vaccine to build up their immune system. So the vaccine, COVID-19 start slaughtering Iranians left and right, and the number of the deaths began to go up. The regime in Iran did not hesitate to stop the lamentation of Hossein martyrdom. And the video clips start emerging on YouTube that Ali Khamenei and his gangs are having a Pfizer shot. And Mahmoud Ahmadinejad confesses to that. As Iranians are struggling with the COVID-19, the Revolutionary Guards has the medicine and says if you want to buy it, you have to buy it at the black market price. So there's a power shortage in Iran. So what's happening? We have the morgue in the hospital. The bodies are decaying in the hospital, in the morgue. People don't have water to drink, not to wash, because in Islamic ritual, dead bodies needs to be washed. So they're not doing that. It's very hard. They're doing it. It's very hard when there is no water. And I want to say this: the draconian policy of Iran's mullah will remain a significant domestic and foreign policy to practice. Today, the regime used COVID-19. Tomorrow, it will be something else. Watch out. So, how else do you want me to define the concept of draconian policy? That's it. You have it for yourself. We could go into more detail, make it a little bit better, but in a very abstract, you have it in a very short format. And I'm using a reference as if you go to my blog, you could see the references are over there. Okay, I will be speaking the Persian language. My mother tongue is Azeri language, because I have not spoken that language with anybody for a significant amount of time. So I have not forgotten, but I lost the ability to speak. And I wish one day I could write it and I speak, even with the revolutionary guards. One day we are at the state of peace. We are like a brother and sister sitting side by side and cherishing life, not the culture of death. And next week it's a Q&A, question and answer. I have some people send me some questions, and those questions will be answered next week. It will be Friday. I don't know what time, because of work that I do, and I come home and I will be answering those questions. Okay. از همه کسایی که اینجا تشریف آوردن، تو بلاگ من میان، تو یوتیوب چنل من میان، بسیار سپاسگزارم. اگه چیزایی که نگاه میکنید خوشتون میاد، خواهش میکنم به یوتیوب چنل من سابسکرایب کنید، به بلاگ من سابسکرایب کنید. من این مطالبی رو که می نویسم، این کارهایی که میکنم، برای آزادی کشور ایرانه، برای مردم ایرانه، برای شماست. پیغام من صلح، عدالت و آزادیه. و من اینو برای پاسیو اینکام انجام نمیدم. خب حسن عباسی که مثلا از آمریکا بدش میاد، عبدی میدیا که از آمریکا بدشون میاد، اینا اومدن توی یوتیوب چنل واسه خودشون درست کردن یه پاسیو اینکام. خب امیدوارم یه روزی یوتیوب کانال‌های اینا رو ببنده و آگاه بشه که اینا کیا هستن. ولی شما ایرانیایی که برای آزادی ایران دارید تلاش میکنید و لازم دارید بهتون سابسکرایب بشه، امیدوارم بشه، چون که کار خیلی سختیه. یه دونه چیز بخوای بنویسی و چند دقیقه صحبت کنی نصف روز رو میگیره. امیدوارم شماها واسهتون خیلی سابسکرایب بشه. دوست دارم بشه، چون پیام آزادی داریم میدیم برای کشور ایران. ایرانیان عزیز خودشون که کاملا میدونن که کووید 19 چجوری شروع شد، از کشور چین بود و این بیماری رو کشور چین کمونیستش سعی میکرد پوشش بذاره روش و یک آقای دکتر، من معذرت میخوام اسمش رو نمیتونم خوب تلفظ کنم، لای ون لیانگ، میگه که سارز برگشته ولی سارز قوی تر برگشته و ایشون سعی کرد که دنیا رو اطلاع بده. World Health Organization سعی کرد که سرپوش بذاره روش ولی نتونست. بعدن که یهو فهمیدیم داستان چیه، کشورهای دنیا شروع کردن مرزاشون رو بستن، به مردم گفتن بشینید تو خونتون، از خودتون مواظبت کنید، بیرون نیایید و خیلی تلاشا کردن که انسانها رو نجات بدن. حالا بیایم مقایسه کنیم که کشورهایی که هستن مثل کانادایی که من هستم، واقعا آقای جاستین ترودو خیلی زحمت کشید که جون مردم رو نجات بده. این کارا رو کردن. علی خامنه‌ای اومد گفتش قرآن بخونید، شما رو نجات میده، اصلا نترسید. یه آقای اومد گفتش که من درس بهداشت خوندم بیماری ها رو از روی طبیعت. herb medication، معذرت میخوام herb medication من فارسی دقیقا نمیدونم چیه، اگه یه نفر بهم بگیم میفهمم. درست میشه این، خیلی خوبه و اینا. بعد چی شد؟ خیلی معذرت میخوام، از شطور که بود برداشت خورد جلوی هم، اصلا یه چیز خیلی عجیب غریبی بود. رفرنس هم دادم از رادیو فرداست، یعنی چیز نیستش که من از روی خاطر، درست از روی خاطر میگم، ولی رفرنس دادم که در آینده کسی نتونه بزنه زیرش. اومدیم به اینجا، بعد گفتن که قرنطینه نمیشه. خیلی جالب بود که ایرج حراجی داشت میگفت که قرنطینه مال جنگ جهانی دوم، اینو بعد دستمال برداشت رو پاک میکرد، سلفه میکرد. واقعا جای خنده داره. خب چی شد؟ علی خامنه‌ای هم گفت قرآن بخونی، نمیدونم اجنه ها اومدن از اینجور داستان ها که میخوان اقتصاد ما رو خراب کنن. حسن روحانی هم گفتش که آی بابا ما قرنطینه نمی کنیم. همین کارا رو کردن، همینجور آدم ها مردن. بعد اومدن این داستان واکسن شد. علی خامنه‌ای گفتش که اینا به ما واکسن میدن که ما میخوان همجنسگرا بشیم، اینا میخوان نسل ایرانی رو بخونن، اینا میخوان ببینن ما ایرانی ها کجا میریم. بعد سمر نمکی هم اومد گفتش که خب ایشون Minister of Health and Medical Education هستن، گفتن که هر تصمیمی رو که علی خامنه‌ای بگیره اون درسته چون پدر دلسوز ایرانی هست. همینجوری شروع کرد آدم کشتن. یعنی اینا قتل عمده ها، یعنی چیز نیست. خب اگه از دیدگاه ما دیگه از اون دراکونیان پالیسی گذشتیم، بگیم جمهوری اسلامی خودشه، یعنی اونو برداریم بگیم این جمهوری شیطان پرست، یعنی دراکون پالیسی، یعنی وقتی این نفر میپرسه اونو بهش بگیم. حالا اگه امروز کووید 19 رو استفاده کرد برای آدم کشی خودش، فردا چی کار میخواد بکنه؟ مواظب باشید.